I got to be on the panel of a Zoom masterclass at Juilliard this week for a graduate class, and it was all entrepreneurship and freelancing and career building, and super inspiring hearing the other women talk. But one of the things that came up, which we didn't really get to talk about, was ADHD. And I am not an expert since I've only known I had it for 2 years. But as I do, I've done a lot of research and trying to understand what sort of tools that I need. And one of the things that I want to say to anybody who's sort of new on this journey, or maybe you're struggling, is that you need to work with your tendencies. You need to think about how you function, right? It isn't necessary to try to be something that you're not. I know it'd be nice. Sometimes I wish I were like lots of people that I admire, but I can't do things like anybody else. I have to do it like myself. There's a lot of discussion about whether intrinsic or extrinsic motivation is most effective. And for a long time, people said intrinsic was good and extrinsic bad. And to some degree, that is true. However, a certain amount of extrinsic motivation is helpful. For example, when you're going through one of those periods where it's really hard to get yourself to be motivated to play, I'm always talking about things that you can do that are creating intrinsic motivation. I do this all the time. Whether that's watching a sporting event or YouTube, whatever it is, these are ways of making the experience of practicing inherently pleasurable, and that's great. However, sometimes that's not enough. Sometimes no amount of intrinsic motivation is going to be enough. In those moments, you have to think about the extrinsic in a way that resonates with you. One of the ways in which I have motivated myself over the years to play when I really am not feeling it is to say, what if some really high-level gig called me today? What if they called me a week from now and I haven't been putting in the work and I wouldn't be sure that I would do a good job? How would I feel if I had to turn down work that I wanted, that I would enjoy because I hadn't kept in shape? And that right there is enough to get my butt moving, even on days when it sucks and I hate it, because I never want to experience that. And I've been grateful many times over the years for that, knowing that I would get a 7 a.m. call because somebody's sick and can you come or can you play this afternoon matinee on no rehearsals? And I can say yes because I never stopped practicing. I know that I put in the work so that I'm ready for those situations. And this works in lots of parts of your life. I talk a lot about getting stuff done around the house that you also don't want to do because there's a lot of it that we just do not enjoy. And you can use the conversation of future me. How will future me feel to discover that not only did I not run the dishwasher last night, but the sink is also full of dishes? Versus how grateful will future me be to discover that the dishwasher was run, so it's all clean? How much gratitude will I have in those situations? So this is not going to work for everybody. It's about examples that work for me and why they work for me, and hopefully you can think of what's going to work for you. We're trying to work with our tendencies to make it organic, and we're also trying to combine the intrinsic and the extrinsic motivation to get the best possible results with the least possible pain. Hope this helps.